What's good? It's your boy D Dot with MajorMusicENT.com and IcebreakerRadio.com. Producers Corner. Catch us Monday nights, 7 p.m. Central Time on IcebreakerRadio.com. Talking about music marketing, pro audio, and engineering. Artists are also welcome. I know a lot of guys are starting to get their home studios together, and some guys are doing both, being an artist and producer. With this day and age, having a lot of this production software and gear easily accessible, whether it's the internet or just the lower price that it doesn't cost like it did like 5, 10 years ago to do a lot of this home music production. Shout out to the team, Big Rich, Trey, Corey, and Chosen. We had a roundtable discussion, kind of went on for about an hour. We talked about, just establishing a relationship with a producer. First things first is when you're contacting a producer, you want to either keep it about two things, either about business or about the music itself. Um, what happens is a lot of the times you get guys asking for free beats, contacting producers, and we've all heard a lot of what's been said, whether it's we're gonna pay you back whenever we get large, or I don't buy beats, and just a whole lot of garbage that people not really going for these days. I talk to a lot of my producer friends. I look at my timelines, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. I go to SoundClick, and I just have discussions, and it's something that's going on daily. But despite that, there are artists out there that really take their craft seriously, and producers can definitely notice that from the jump. I mean, you can smell it. It's right there. And you do those things by establishing a business relationship first. Everything else will come. And you never know, down the line, a producer may offer a different service that's outside of music production that may benefit you, and they may offer it for free to you. You just never know once you have that relationship established, and all the personal things aside from that, just getting to know them as people rather than just producers. That's going to come over time. I mean, there's several guys I've worked with from previous years, guys I even went to school with, that we have relationships till this day. Aside from music, I can call them anytime, and we want to go, I don't know, play basketball, or just do some things outside of music, maybe go to a game or whatever. I can call them and we can go and do those types of things, and still get in the lab and keep it professional. So there is things beyond music, but you got to make sure initially you have that relationship established with that producer. As far as getting inside of the lab with a producer, working in the same city with them, you're gonna make sure that you be on time. And in other words, if you got a session scheduled for 7 p.m., don't show up at 7:15 or 7:30. Producers in this day and age, and you're gonna realize this as artists as well. A lot of artists. I mean, look at Jay-Z. But what I'm getting at is a lot of these guys already have different ventures that they're getting money out of, because you never just want to limit yourself to one type or one stream of income. That's really the only way you can grow as an entrepreneur is getting different revenue streams. And with that being said, that there's other things like maybe mixing down a session or mastering for another artist. Some producers do photography and video. Some do promotions. Some, they may work at a club or a bar doing shows, a couple of times out the week. There's plenty of other different things that producers have their hands in. That's not even counting some of the guys that are working 9 to 5s and doing production at the same time. So you got to be conscious of other people's time as well. If you schedule a session that's on your clock, it's not really it's not a hangout session. So try to be there on time. I can remember Bill Parcells. Anybody that watches football knows Bill Parcells. One of the greatest lines that I think he's ever said was, "If you're not at least 5 minutes early, then you're not on time. If you're on time, then you're late." And I think the same thing applies in the studio. You have to make sure you're there and you're ready to work. With that being said, managing the time correctly like having the right format. For example, like I know a lot of guys that have sent me WMA files instead of WAV files, and WMA is not a universal format. A WAV is a universal format. It's the highest quality of audio out there. I would even take an MP3, although MP3 is a step down from a WAV. MP3 is universal more so than WMA because that doesn't cross over the Mac. Also, one of the biggest things is have the tempos with your song. It'll save on time within a session. Things like adjusting hooks or just the timing of your whole overall song. If you don't have the tempo with your song, it really makes it hard for a producer. And again, that is taking time away from the session that you're paying for. And you got to make sure it's a very quality recording too. We talked about that in the show as well, because a lot of times artists come in and they may have beats that aren't mixed down correctly, as well as complete songs that they may have recorded at home that they're looking to get mixed or mastered that they haven't really had the quality correct or near what it should be, and it makes it hard. A producer will only work with what they're given. So if you give them something that doesn't sound well, it's not going to sound well. Well, a producer will make it sound as good as they can with what they have. In other words, and I talked really about coming ready, not looking to hang out, because you are on the clock, and I've seen a lot of times where guys, they watch too many YouTube videos or too much BET, and they see artists, their favorite artists in the studio, smoking and just hanging out and not really having the sense of urgency. And the reason those guys don't have that sense of urgency, I'm not saying is right or wrong, is because they have the money to pay those engineers or those producers to have all that allotted time, so they can do those things. Most of the today's artists are working 9 to 5s. A lot of people are working 9 to 5s. They don't really have the funds to do all those types of things and those big budgets to pay an engineer or producer to do those things. Again, you're on a clock from the minute you walk in to the minute you walk out. You got to make sure that you have all your verses written or memorized. You come in prepared with the correct formats. And you really give the producer a lot more time to mix down and master your project at the end of the session, if that's something they offer within a session. Definitely a mix down, because if you schedule a session from 7 to 9 and 9 o'clock comes around and the producer or the engineer is not done and you showed up late, you either got to pay some more money or you're going to have a half-ass recording. And that's the legitimate truth. You can't get mad at the producer. A lot of guys got to learn professionalism, and it's something that's definitely going to come over time once you start working with different producers. And that's whether you're recording at somebody's home studio or outside studio. Same thing applies. Because you don't necessarily need to record in a $100,000 or $1 million studio to get a great sound. It's all about the engineer. I know a lot of guys that go to school for this stuff. Me personally, I didn't go to school, but I had the luxury of hanging around some of those people who did go to school, and I took a lot of initiative myself, read a lot, watched a lot of videos, asked a lot of questions to a lot of people, and that's really how I got to where I am doing what I do. And with all this being said, if you maybe worked on a project and you thought it could have been a little better, you maybe want to, on your next project, or even some of you guys that have just started working with a producer, you maybe want to stick with that guy throughout the whole project as far as doing your recording and your engineering to help build that relationship going forward, because you're going to develop a lot better chemistry, and what happens is when two people develop a big chemistry, you never know the things that can come out of it. I mean, like Dr. Dre and Snoop came alive, the Cliffs and the Neptunes. You could be that next duo that comes out and really makes their mark on the industry. So, I hope these things helped you guys. You're going to want to tune in on Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time on icebreakerradio.com. And we're going to talk a lot more about some of these topics going forward. Follow these things, and you're definitely going to notice some things in your career really start to blow up in a positive manner. And it'll really help you in terms of even networking and getting more exposure to the people that the producer are associated with. So, follow these things, man. Hit me up on Twitter at DEEDOT81 or at Major Music Beats. Also visit the website, majormusicent.com, for beats, forums, videos. You also can get access to the Major Music ENT blog. We have more videos like this on the blog that you can watch and check out. Hit the like button, subscribe, spread the word. Appreciate the love everybody's been giving me on the videos from BeyondTheHype.com. They really been showing a brother a lot of love. Shout outs to them as well. And again, that's it. If you got any questions, feel free, hit me up. I'll be sure to either do a video or mention it in the video or also on a radio show. And we're going to have the podcast for the radio show up very shortly, so look out for that if you want to hear it in its entirety. But, this was a great discussion again. Shout out to the team, Big Rich, Trey, Corey, and Chosen, Team Icebreaker Radio. It's been another Major Music TV. It's your boy D. Dot. Hope everybody got something out of this, and I'm out.